Stop! If you have a green card and you've been outside the US for more than 4 months, listen to this very carefully. Starting December 26th, 2025, every time you re-enter America, a new biometric system is now tracking you. And here's the terrifying part. One wrong answer at the airport and your green card can be taken away before you even leave customs. Most people have no idea this is happening, but in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what this new trap is, how it works, and the one sentence you must say if a CBP officer questions you. This could be the difference between walking out of the airport free or sitting in detention waiting for a deportation hearing. If you're a green card holder who travels, you cannot afford to miss this. You step off the plane at JFK. You've been visiting family back home for 5 months. You hand your green card to the CBP officer. He scans it. The screen beeps red. He looks up at you. Step aside, please. Your HIA RT drops. Another officer walks over with a tablet. Face the camera. Don't smile. Don't move. Click. Your photo is taken. But this isn't just any photo. This is the new biometric trap that's catching green card holders right now. And most people don't even know they're being tracked. One wrong answer in the next 5 minutes and you could lose your green card before you even leave the airport. I'm Edward, and today I'm going to show you exactly what's happening at US airports right now under the new December 26th, 2025 biometric rules, why it's dangerous for you, and the exact words you need to say to protect yourself. Because what you're about to learn, immigration lawyers charge $500 just to explain. Let's go. Here's what changed on December 26th, 2025. The Department of Homeland Security activated a new final rule. It's called Biometric Entry-Exit Program Expansion. What does that mean in simple English? It means every single time you enter or leave the United States, CBP now takes your facial photo, not just fingerprints, your face. And they don't ask for permission, it's mandatory. This applies to all non-US citizens, green card holders, work visa holders, students, everyone, even kids as young as 14, even elderly people over 79 years old who were exempt before. Nobody escapes. But here's the part that most immigrants don't understand. This isn't just a photo for security. This is a tracking system. Your photo goes into a massive database. It stays there for 75 years. Yes, 75 years. Every time you enter the US, the system records the date, time, and location. Every time you exit the US, same thing. Date, time, location. The government now has a perfect digital timeline of your travel history. And here's why this is dangerous for green card holders specifically. The law says you cannot abandon your US residence. If you stay outside the US for too long, you can lose your green card. The old rule of thumb, don't stay outside for more than 6 months. But before this biometric system, the government had to prove you abandoned your residence. They needed evidence. They needed to ask you questions. Now they don't need to ask anything. The computer already knows you were gone for 6 months and 10 days. Proof is in the system. Red flag appears on the officer's screen. That's the trap. Let me tell you what's happening right now at airports across America. Green card holder comes back after a long trip. Maybe they were taking care of a sick parent. Maybe they were handling family business. Maybe they just lost track of time. They don't think it's a big problem. They have a green card. They've been living in the US for years. They hand over their green card. The officer scans it. The biometric photo is taken. The screen shows outside US for 187 days. The officer asks, "Why were you outside the United States for over 6 months?" Now, here comes the mistake that 90% of people make. They panic. They start explaining. They talk too much. "Oh, my mother was sick. I had to stay. I didn't mean to be gone so long. I have a job here. I pay taxes. Please, I didn't know." The officer writes everything down. Every word you say becomes evidence. You just gave them reasons to believe you don't actually live in the US anymore because in immigration law, your intent matters. If you say, "I had to stay to take care of my mother," the officer writes, "Subject prioritized foreign family obligations over US residents." If you say, "I was handling business back home," the officer writes, "Subject maintains economic ties abroad." If you say, "I didn't know about the 6-month rule," the officer writes, "Subject demonstrates lack of knowledge about lawful permanent resident obligations." You are building the case against yourself. And because of the new biometric system, they already have the dates, they have the proof. They don't need to investigate. They can make a decision right there on the spot. Your green card is being confiscated. You will be referred to an immigration judge to determine if you abandoned your residence. Boom. Your life in America is over in 10 minutes, all because you didn't know the trap. So, what's the law that protects you? It's called the totality of circumstances test. The law says that just because you were outside the US for more than 6 months does not automatically mean you abandoned your residence. The government has to look at all the facts. Do you have a job in the US? Do you pay US taxes? Do you have a home or apartment here? Do you have family here? Did you have a good reason for being away? Did you always intend to come back? This is your shield. But here's the problem. If you start talking too much at the airport, you're giving them facts that hurt you, not help you. Remember, the CBP officer is not your friend. He's not there to understand your situation. He's there to enforce the law. And now with this new biometric system, he has a computer screen telling him, this person was gone too long. His job just got easier. Your job just got harder. So what do? You use what I call the silent shield strategy. This is the exact legal right you have, and most immigrants don't even know it exists. You have the right to not answer questions that could hurt your immigration status. You are not required to give the officer a long explanation about why you were gone. Now, I'm not saying you refuse to talk at all. That's a different situation. What I'm saying is you give short, factual answers. No stories, no emotions, no explanations. The officer is trained to make you talk. He wants you to volunteer information, but you are going to be smart. You're going to answer only what is asked. And if the situation gets serious, you're going to ask for one specific thing that changes everything. Here's your step-by-step plan. Memorize this. Step 1, at the biometric photo station. When they tell you to face the camera, you cooperate. Do not refuse the photo. It's mandatory now under the December 26th, 2025 rule. If you refuse, you will be detained. You will miss your flight. It will create a problem. Just take the photo. Stay calm. This is not the hill to die on. The photo itself is not what hurts you. It's what you say afterward that can destroy your case. Step 2, at the officer's desk, hand over your green card. Answer basic questions. What is your name? Answer truthfully. Where do you live? Give your US address. Where are you coming from? Name the country. Keep your answers short. One sentence, no extra details. Do not volunteer information. Do not try to be friendly and chatty. This is not a casual conversation. This is a legal encounter. Every word you say is being documented and can be used against you later. Step 3, if the officer asks about your trip length, this is where most people fail. The officer says, I see you were outside the United States for 6 months and 15 days. Why? Here's what you say. I was visiting family. I always intended to return to my home in the United States. That's it. Full stop. Don't add anything else. Notice what you did there. You answered the question. You stated your intent. The key legal word. You stopped talking. If he asks follow-up questions, why did you stay so long? You say, family circumstances required my presence. My residence is here in the United States and I maintained my ties here. If he asks, what ties? You say, I have a home here. I pay taxes here. I work here. Only say this if it's true. Do not lie. Lying to a federal officer is a crime that will make your situation exponentially worse. Step 4. If he starts writing things down, this is a red flag. He's building a file. Stay calm. Don't panic. Don't start explaining yourself. The more you talk, the more material you give him to write down. If he says, I need to refer you to secondary inspection, you say, I understand. I would like to speak with a supervisor or have access to legal counsel before answering additional questions. This is your magic sentence. You didn't refuse to cooperate. You didn't lie. You simply said you want guidance before answering more questions. This is your legal right, and it changes the entire dynamic of the encounter. Step 5, in secondary inspection. If you're taken to the back room, the stakes are higher now. This is no longer a routine check. They are seriously questioning whether you have abandoned your U.S. residence. They might ask you to sign a form that says, I voluntarily abandoned my green card. Do not sign anything without understanding it completely. You say, I do not wish to abandon my residence. I would like to contact an immigration attorney before I sign any documents. If they pressure you, repeat, I want to speak to an attorney. You are not being difficult. You are exercising your legal right. Many people think that asking for a lawyer makes them look guilty. In reality, it makes you look informed. Step 6, the nuclear option. If they tell you they're confiscating your green card, you say, I request a hearing before an immigration judge to contest this decision. This is your legal right under Section 240 of the Immigration and Nationality Act. They cannot deport you without giving you a hearing. The green card gives you that protection. Write this down. I request a hearing before an immigration judge. Practice saying it out loud right now. This sentence can be the difference between losing your green card immediately and having a chance to fight for it in court. Let me be very clear about something. This new biometric system isn't going away. In fact, it's expanding. In 2026, USCIS is adding voice analysis and advanced facial matching. They're connecting airport data with your immigration application data. If you filed for a green card and said, I intend to live in Texas, but the biometric system shows you spend 8 months a year in India, they're going to catch that. This is Biometrics 2.0. And here's what scares me the most. A lot of green card holders think, I'll just avoid traveling. Problem solved. But that's not how this works. If you don't travel, you might be okay. But the moment life forces you to travel, a family emergency, a wedding, a funeral, you're suddenly in the trap. And if you've been away for too long without knowing these rules, you could lose everything. The system doesn't care about your intentions. It only sees data. That's why you need to be prepared before you travel. If you know you're going to be away for more than 4 months, talk to an immigration lawyer before you leave. Get a re-entry permit. Document your ties to the U.S. A re-entry permit is a special document that allows you to stay outside the United States for up to 2 years without losing your green card. It costs money and it takes time to get, but it is your insurance policy. You apply for it while you're still in the United States before you leave. You cannot apply for it from abroad. This is critical. Many people don't realize this until it's too late. If you have a re-entry permit and you show it to the CBP officer along with your green card, the entire conversation changes. The officer knows you planned ahead. You followed the rules. You didn't abandon your residence. Document your ties to the U.S. means keep proof that your life is here. Keep copies of your lease or mortgage. Keep your tax returns. Keep pay-ubs from your job. Keep utility bills in your name. If you're ever questioned, you want to be able to show concrete evidence that the United States is your home. Not just say it, prove it. Don't wait until you're standing in front of a CBP officer with a red screen flashing. Listen to me very carefully. Knowing your rights does not make you a troublemaker. It does not make you a criminal. It makes you smart. The US government has billions of dollars, thousands of officers, and the most advanced tracking technology in the world. You have this video. You have knowledge, and knowledge is the only thing that levels the playing field. Let me tell you something else. That's important. This biometric system is not just being used at airports. It's being used at land borders too. If you cross into Mexico or Canada and come back, same thing. Your photo is taken. Your travel is tracked. The system is even being tested at seaports. If you take a cruise, when you re-enter the United States, biometric photo, everything is being recorded. And here's something many people don't realize. This data is being shared with other government agencies, not just immigration. The FBI has access to it. The Department of Justice has access to it. State and local law enforcement can request access to it. Your face is now in a database that can be searched at any time for any reason. That should concern everyone, not just immigrants. But for immigrants, the stakes are especially high because this data is being used to make life-changing decisions about your status. Now, let me address something I know some of you are thinking. What if I've already been outside the US for too long? What if I'm watching this video and I'm already past 6 months? Am I doomed? No, you're not doomed, but you need to act very carefully. First, if you're still outside the US and you realize you've been gone too long, contact an immigration attorney before you come back. Explain your situation. See if you qualify for a returning resident visa also called an SB1 visa. This is a special visa for green card holders who stayed outside the US longer than expected for reasons beyond their control. It's not easy to get. You have to prove that you didn't intend to abandon your residence and that circumstances beyond your control prevented you from returning sooner. But it's an option. If you don't qualify for that, or if you decide to come back anyway and face the situation at the airport, you need to be prepared with documentation. Bring proof of your ties to the US. Bring evidence of why you stayed away so long. Medical records showing a family member was ill. Death certificates if there was a funeral. Legal documents if you were handling an estate. Employment letters showing you have a job waiting for you in the US. The more documentation you have, the better your chances. But remember, don't volunteer all this information up front. Only provide it if asked, and ideally, only provide it with the help of an attorney. I made this video because I'm tired of seeing good people lose their green cards over mistakes that could have been avoided. I'm tired of seeing families separated because someone panicked at the airport and said the wrong thing. You deserve to know what's happening. You deserve to protect yourself. The immigration system is complex. The rules change constantly, and the government does not go out of its way to make sure you understand them. That's why videos like this are so important. That's why education is so critical. You cannot rely on the system to be fair. You cannot rely on officers to give you the benefit of the doubt. You have to know your rights and you have to be prepared to assert them. So here's what I need you to do. Number one, share this video with every green card holder you know. Send it to your family group chat. Post it in your community groups. This information could save someone's life in America. Number two, subscribe to US Immigration Alert. I'm going to keep making these videos every time there's a new rule, a new trap, a new danger. You need to stay updated. Immigration law doesn't stop changing, and neither will I stop educating you. Number three, if you or someone you know is planning to travel outside the US for more than 3 months, talk to an immigration attorney before you leave. Don't wait until you're already in trouble. And finally, leave a comment below. Tell me your situation. Are you worried about the biometric system? Have you been outside the US for a long time? Let me know. I read every comment and I'll make videos to answer your questions. Let me also address one more thing. Some of you might be thinking, is this legal? Can the government really track us like this? Yes, it is legal. The Supreme Court has ruled that people entering the United States, even green card holders, have reduced privacy expectations at the border. That means the government can search you, question you, and use technology to track you in ways that would be unconstitutional elsewhere. It's called the border search exception. You might not like it. I might not like it, but it is the law. And the only way to protect yourself within that system is to know the rules and know your rights. Remember, the trap is real. The biometric system is watching, but now you are ready. You know what to expect. You know what to say. You know what not to say. You know when to ask for an attorney. This knowledge is your armor. Use it. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Stay protected. Stay informed.